kill you for that headline.
Okay, we are not live.
If you're live, you say. Can I do a voice check? Where's my voice
Test.
check?
1, 2, 1, 2, test. Test. 1, 2, 1, 2, test. Test.
It seems to be good.
Okay, perfect.
The voices seems to be good. The voices seems to be good. Yep. OBS, yeah, OBS shows good stats as well. Maybe I should.
Hello, David. Welcome, mate.
$75. That's the sweet spot. 75. Let's go. So we already got a message from Classic David, who has waited on this stream for 2 weeks now, waiting for our return. The arrival of the prophet. Hey, Alex Arnaud and Satoshi. Well, yeah, holy shit, where's Satoshi? I mean, hopefully he's coming. Do you think we already had the reaction to 66% in Bitcoin dominance, or is it yet to come? Good to see you back, Alex. Hello, hey man. Oh yeah, that's gonna be nice. I haven't checked the Bitcoin dominance chart in probably 1.5 weeks. The only thing I'm actually sitting right now in is Neo trade. That's the only one I'm doing, but not the Neo trade I did before. I mean, I did today, but the Neo trade I did. I did it while I had all my shit being constructed on this house. So yeah, I mean, Jesus Christ, last week I wanted to do the stream, but it was just too noisy, man. Too noisy. I basically, renovated all offices, new windows, new everything in the house. So it was quite noisy and quite dirty as well. So yeah, hey guys, FD Matt, Mesh, or Evgeny is as well back. As usual, Bitcoin is going to zero. Yes, hopefully. No, Bitcoin is not going to zero anymore. I guess that was really good confirmation that Bitcoin is going to the heights. Very good confirmation. But 50k is one of the main points where we said 50k it should be a heavy hitter, because when you look at weekly it just keeps on going. So definitely right now, I mean, 50k is definitely a spot where a lot of whales sold their positions. Like, I am pretty certain of that. A lot of traders sold their position at 50k, right? The thing is, you again don't know, right? You don't know if the 50k is top. Even all the people who have sold this, their current positions are speculating at best, right? They're speculating at best, and you don't know if this is actually the top. But the thing is, again, what you could do is, like, you can pretty much see how we hang it on weekly here. You could go down to lower time frames, and you start actually searching for stuff like this, right? And a lot of times you might think, wow, this is so bullish, right? This is so bullish. Wait, so we were pumping a lot, so I would think we expect a correction of about 30 to 40%. Correction can be pretty deep at this point of stage, right? Correction can be pretty deep, but first of all, I would like to see a correction down to around these levels. So let's see how far that actually is. So yeah, you're actually right. Yeah, that's about 30 to 40%. 30-40% correction can happen, and you're still remaining bullish. Yep, you're indeed right about that. So as you see, you're now going sideways, and the thing is, you're not doing that kind of a sideways like you did here. You're doing candle by candle sideways, right? Which you might think this is so bullish, but what you're doing is here, you're testing each and every level as you go. And even on the lower time frames, like 15 minutes or anything, everything is being tested, right? Everything between this range is being tested. So you don't really have any entry points when it comes to, right? So you are kind of draining that liquidity. And the point of that, why this is happening, because there's a lot of sales going in this area as well, right? So there's a lot of sales continuing being stacked right here. So the thing is, once you will drain that liquidity, or should I say in that case, a lot of people will probably fill some shorts in. Once you stop doing this push to short fill, like Classic David already mentioned, you can be seeing that 30 to 40% retrace. That is absolutely could be possible happening, right? So, but also you either have something like this, you're gonna be doing sideways now. Oops, Jesus Christ. You're gonna be doing sideways now, and the first level you will lose to the left side. You will most likely go retest the bottom of the first of this first step that you started creating. right? So once you lose to the bottom, you will most likely once you lose one bottom, you will most likely go test the very first step that was created, right? And even if you flip chart over, that makes absolute sense, right? So when you start doing something like this, you break, you lose the bottom, you go test the very top of that, or should I say the very bottom of that first step, right? So that's the first logical thing that you can probably expect when it comes to price action like this, right? Obviously there are multiple choices, right? So there are also choices like, if you continue doing this and then you just pump, right? This one perhaps it's very less likely right now because of the position we're currently in. I mean, if you look at weekly, like you already said, right, 2 massive pumps. So yes, this is not, doesn't look that much organic, even though it is, could be said it's probably organic, right? Because people are FOMO in, but it's definitely not something you can, something that you can actually keep on doing, right? People have to pay back for this sooner or later, right? And yes, you had a little bit of a pullback here, and then you had Elon Musk tweet. Jesus, that Musk tweet probably did like 10 grand, moved the Bitcoin for 10 grand. It's actually amazing how much power these people have over the markets on Twitter. It is just never, it never just ceases to amaze me how much power they have, right? And especially for the memes, right? For the memes. I'm pretty sure everybody saw this. I mean, I'm gonna say, am I even shocked? Like, am I even shocked? Like, look at this, right? Am I even shocked, guys? And to some people, some people say, okay, look at that. We got them back. We got those hedge funds back real good. We short squeezed them, and now this is it. Can you just imagine how many people got wrecked here? Like those hedge funds are gonna make their money back. Man, this is only one loss for them. They continuously win over the years. This is one big loss for them. Surely, yes, one hedge fund lost a couple of billions, right? So what? Other hedge funds are gonna make a lot more money with this shit, right? And they're gonna continue doing it. Now imagine how many people, because of that Wall Street group or whatever, got trapped right up there. I'm telling you, so many people lost their life savings up there. It doesn't even matter that you short squeezed one hedge fund, right, for a couple of bills. It definitely hurts them, right? Don't get me wrong. It definitely hurt the Robinhood app, right? Because they are part of that fund. But still, they're gonna make that money back in the next couple of years, and it doesn't even matter. Well, those people will most likely never recover because this stock is definitely not gonna be reaching those heights again. I mean, it's a dying company. At the end of the day, it's like investing into what was that company name? Blockbuster, right? Yeah, it's like investing into a Blockbuster, man. They don't have a digital platform. They haven't acquired anything like Steam or anything, right? So they're a dying breed when it comes to gaming companies, right? And will most likely end up the same as it does for the, Blockbuster. And yeah, a lot of people got wrecked, and I just don't like this shit. When I see stuff like this, I just don't like it, right? I mean, because yes, those tweeters, they're just pushing this and they're doing this for their own good, right? And and some of this, even so, some of the YouTubers who never played any markets or anything are jumping into it just for the memes, right? They're just doing this for the memes to get the views, right? And that pisses me off forwards because then they're wrecking even more people that are being irresponsible with money, and the cycle just repeats itself all over again, right? So I definitely do not like what's happening in these markets currently because there is just too much scam. There's just too much. Markets are basically unrecognizable when it comes to this point. Like there's so many pumps and dumps. Like we're talking about Doge. Doge is the same thing, right? I mean, holy shit. How far away? I mean, how far back the team of Doge quitted this shit already? And look at this, right? It's new highs. I don't even know why. I don't know why the fuck this is so high, right? But this is crypto, right? So it is. So they're doing what they're doing, right? So essentially, what I'm trying to say, we're gonna be paid dearly for these sins in the future. Definitely, somebody will be paying dearly, and maybe who knows, right? Maybe crisis is coming close because when you had market conditions like you have right now, when everything's being scam pumped. Well, crisis could be pretty closer or maybe closer than we can expect, but hopefully it doesn't happen, right? I mean, for me, I definitely don't want crisis because, you make way more money during the bull than you do after the bull, because after the bull, or should I say during the bear, you most likely are shorting, and, shorts are always heavier on my side than longs because, less people sell than mostly. People tend to mostly like to buy in FOMO, right? Than vice versa. So yeah, shorting is definitely heavier than buying when it comes to it, right? But at the end of the day, it's all price action. So you just flip charts like I was showing you, right? And you take the same positions, but it doesn't matter that much. If you're gonna make money in bull market and you're a trader, then you most likely will make it in bear. But if you can only make money in bull market and you're a trader, then you're not really a profitable trader, because then you don't really understand what's going on the charts or why this is actually reacting. The markets are reacting as they are at the moment, right? You guys have any news on USDTK? So yeah, I mean, I got that question sometimes, right? I mean, what USDT? Okay, so USDT, if I'm not wrong, USDT doesn't have a case yet. Like, I haven't seen any news about that. I mean, I know USDT has some problems. I'm aware of that, right? But I'm not sure what do you mean by USDT case, right? So is there something going against them, or what's actually the issue here, right? Are they going on a court or something, or not? Have you seen something about this? I'm not too sure.
They had to present document, on Sunday. That was the deadline, but I have no other information.
Okay, so they had to present a document. So
Yeah,
that's a SEC or to whom?
To the Court of Justice.
Damn, didn't know that. Okay,
so for now, no, nothing news.
But have they presented the document? That's the question.
Yeah, I guess they have, because they had. That was an obligation.
So 15 January they had to present docs. They said 30 days later we will have something. So what does that mean? So do they have something? I sure hope they do. Hey, Satoshi is here. So yeah, Evgeny, as you said, shorting is not so profitable like long. Yeah, that's one of the things. Shorting is not so profitable, but the thing is, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. If you know what's going on in the markets, you won't only win when you're going long, right? And that's the thing. A lot of the people right now are being fooled into thinking that they can actually trade for a living, right? Because everything is going up, obviously. I mean, right now, you're just buying anything. You go on Uniswap, you go Binance, everything you bought, everything went up. Like, everything went up, right? I mean, it's absolutely insane times. But those insane times usually don't last that long. Like, you had a period in 2017 that happened, and now it's the period again. And like we said, in 2017, everything moved harder, right? So when it comes to gains and everything, right? So it's definitely worse now because you have too many projects, and, the market cap is being distributed differently a little bit, right? But look at that. You see some crazy stuff out there, like some ICOs, like Option Room or something. Like 1 month ago, they haven't had anything. 1 month later, they're 100x. Like, we're talking about a project that haven't had, website up or anything at all. And then the next month is 100x, right? It's definitely... definitely a little bit overblown, right? So and people this time are saying this is not a bubble. I mean, this time around, this is not a bubble, for sure not. Is this not a bubble? Is not having a 100x project that is worth nothing being 100x? I mean, come on, right? I mean, the things are way too easy right now. I mean, has there been a project right now that lost money? I don't think so, right? I mean, everything that's being listed on Uniswap, I've seen at least 10x, 20x, right? You can't even get into any coin. You can't even trade it properly because everything is pumped to hell, right? So definitely, I mean, it's starting to feel like a little bit of a bubble for sure, right? So yeah, Satoshi, 1 day, 1% a day is peace. Exactly. Right now, yes, I could agree with you right now. Right now, 1% a day is peace. It's true. And isn't that scary, right? If 1% per day is easy, right? I mean, that's definitely a little bit worrying, isn't it? I mean, definitely. If everybody's making money, something's not right, right? I mean, essentially, somebody's going to lose big. And again, I'm afraid that most of these guys who have been here in the past were saying, okay, I need just one more bull, and I exit my positions, right? Those are going to be fucked again, because obviously they didn't exit their position, and most of the people won't learn their lesson, and they won't exit their positions, so they're going to be screwed again, right? Yeah, so Bitcoin, I mean, like I said, man, definitely, I know people definitely took profits on 50K, definitely. No, but no, we will see, right? I mean, it's not bearish, as I've seen. If we see the pattern that I've drawn in the beginning of the stream, then we will definitely try to follow it and try to get a short on it, because I think Classic David already mentioned, we can test the bottom, right? We can test this and we can test this. So yes, 20 to 30% is totally what can happen, right? That's about 15 and 30%, yeah. So that's totally can happen, right? And obviously those spots can be used for longs as well, right? So we can definitely tag them. it's more of a areas, you know, it's more of a areas where you're gonna play here. But yeah, that's definitely one of the spots. If you're filling the shorts, you gotta be buying back something here, you know. So you gotta be riding that short and long, because you don't, again, you don't know if the bull run is gonna continue after a pullback. So, you know, you short at the top, then you short, then you long one of those two boxes, and then you ride it up if that happens. Or if you just get stop loss, then obviously your short is gonna continue, so you're gonna make more money there, right? A little worse looking is actually Ethereum, right? So Ethereum reacted nice to our levels, definitely reacted nice to our levels, but a little bit worse is looking, right? I mean, Ethereum is sort of already on a pullback, if you can see that. Let's go down to 4 hours, right? So as you can see, Ethereum has a little bit different. Ethereum mostly tested these levels, you know, on the way up, right? As you can see, most of these levels were tested. The only one I can see that probably wasn't, because this wasn't enough deep of a test, because if we zoom in with this wick right here, tested this level, it's just wicked a little bit through, right? So this level is still clean at about 1.4k. So 1.4k is still very viable to happening, right? And that's not the only thing why 1.4k is good, because if you go on weekly, it actually makes sense even from the left side, right? So if you look at draw a little this like that, and go back to 4 hourly, bam, you can see this shit. Like if it counts down here, this is another buy spot for Ethereum, right? So how far Ethereum would go, like, you know, Ethereum, I would say where the area would be, where I would be waiting it for, I'm gonna be saying around here, 2.2 grand. That would be somewhere the area where I would be waiting for Ethereum, right? According to those fibs. So it's around here where I would be waiting. So I still think Ethereum has some time to go there, right? And I mean, still have some time to grow and prosper in this case. Actually, let me check Ethereum Bitcoin chart, because I haven't for some while. And holy shit. Okay, so Ethereum. Okay, so we tested this, we went up. Okay, did we hit the last profit take? No, we didn't hit the last profit take. So when we hit the first profit take from this area, so now we're going here. Oh shit, so Ethereum actually looks bad now. So yeah, lost that, lost this. Oh man, if Ethereum loses this area, then yes, this is gonna be it, man. This is gonna be it. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen with a delay, right? But it's gonna happen. Although it did happen here already, right? We tested this, we tagged this, we went up, tagged this, right? And we went up. I mean, this was a perfect play, but now we can a little bit delete it, and we can see what else. I can actually make a future play out of this. So now I'm just gonna leave it like this. I'm gonna just leave the last blue line here, because right now that's what I'm seeing here. That's what I'm seeing happening here. Eat back to 900. 900 is a little bit of a stretch. It is a little bit of a stretch. I wouldn't go that far. 1.4k and then see what's gonna happen next. You know, I wouldn't be. I'm not gonna call Ethereum 1.4k. That's way too soon. Now let's check Bitcoin dominance. Okay, so this one I haven't opened for at least 1.5 weeks. Okay. Okay, so so let's see. Okay, we came there. Okay, that tested perfectly. We went down again and we went lower. And we tagged the green area, just a little bit above green area. So I did tag, essentially we did tag that 60. Let me see this now. Let me flip it over. Yeah. Okay, so now if you start going above that 62, then yes, you said you can test, you can test 64 or essentially 66, yes. But for now, not gonna say that, yes, you gotta go above 63, 62 first, right? So yeah, that would be kind of a thing. What? Ethereum to 3k within 3 months? Oh, that's a far stretch. I mean, I'm not gonna give sense something like that. I mean, that doesn't feel like a kind of thing I would want to predict, to be honest with you right now. I mean, because 3k is definitely, I mean, it's possible if we keep on with bull market, it's definitely possible, but it's a far-fetched prediction for now. First, I want to see 2.2 grand and then see first, or should I say first I want to see 1.4k and then see. Okay, so wait, Bitcoin, ooh, it's failing a little bit. So we're having our first failure in Bitcoin. Interesting, first failure in Bitcoin, closing back down. Okay, this might be actually it or not. Like I said, man, so much people sold, you know. But that seems kind of soon to drop, you know. Like I would imagine they would at least push it at least 2-3 times before they drop it, if they are gonna fill their shorts, right? But yeah. So again, if you start dropping underneath this level, you're gonna lose this low, like I said. Short the pullback, definitely short the pullback, and then you're gonna most likely test, right, 43, and then see what's gonna happen down here, right? So we'll see. So for now, I'll leave it, because you can still do sideways and then drop it underneath, right? And then do a retest. So I'll do it like this and then see what's gonna happen in a couple of days. Or, you know, obviously you can start doing this as well, right? And then essentially drop it as well. So something is going to happen. I am expecting a little bit of a drop. I don't think it's going to be easily carried over 50 grand. Or I might be wrong, you know? It's goddamn crypto, right? It's right now Elon Musk comes out and says, well, now we bought Apple now comes out and says, no, we bought 1 billion worth of Bitcoin. Bam, it's going to go 60K. So who the fuck knows when it comes to this news? The news are definitely the cancer when it comes to it. I hate the news. So yeah, sorry, I missed the message of Robert G. Thank you for welcoming me back, Robert. Let's talk digital stock and BNQ talk. Yes, okay, yes, I'm gonna check your digital stock. What's the oh shit, not per digital. So there are the mining company. What you said again? I forgot. Oh my god, what the hell was this? So we checked this in December. It's oh my god. Pooh, 800%. What the fuck is this? This is a mining company. I forgot. What was this company? I actually forgot about it. What this company is. Wow, this is extremely bullish. Extremely bullish. It didn't make new high though. It makes double top a little bit. My guess is that Tesla will get into BTC mining. I mean, why would they go into something like that, to be honest? I mean, aren't they here to, you know, try to make energy more efficient? Because if you think about it, if they go into BTC mining, they're just, you know, they're part of the problem, right? I mean, shouldn't they be here? I mean, their outlook is definitely different, right? And I'm not too sure that Elon is the kind of guy who's being short on money, right? I mean, Elon essentially has so much money that I don't think that he would have an issue that he would have to earn a couple of dollars there and here and there, right, with BTC mining. So yeah, because they will make more, well, if they can make it more efficient right now, if they start mining with electricity, that's pretty stupid, to be honest, because that goes totally against their company outlooks, right? Because all of them, they should be making energy more efficient and more accessible, not actually using so much of the energy that's, you know, in that case, right? They will use green mining. Well, I don't even know what green mining is, right? Or how that would even look like. And, you know, if they do get into mining, why not, right? But like, I'm not seeing Elon a kind of guy that needs a couple of dollars, right? I mean, the guy is basically probably going to be the richest guy on the planet. If not, I mean, it is the richest guy on the planet, but I'm saying it's probably going to be twice the richest guy on the planet, right? I mean, because if he launches SpaceX onto, like, you know, stock exchange or something, it's absolutely insane. If he launches SpaceX into stock exchange, that will probably add him, that will make his wealth twice as big as it is right now. And, you know, he has all these different companies that are worth billions just because Elon is in it, right? I mean, essentially, Elon could now go out, create a company, sell shit, and the company would be worth billions, right? His outreach is absolutely insane. He probably has the biggest reach on this, I don't know, on social medias everywhere, right? Musk will be the richest once he sells his Doge after pumping it 400, which he did. Well, you know, it's just crazy, right? That's what I'm saying, right? Bubbles, right? Bubbles. A Doge coin, which is a dead coin because there are no devs on it, is 400x, right? 1.1 billion assets under management announced today. Just wondering what's the most popular exchange in Europe. Bitstamp, you know, it's also open in Europe. I was about LGO exchange. Europe, I wouldn't say Bitstamp is the most popular one in Europe, or maybe Kraken. Is Kraken from Europe? I think Kraken is better than Bitstamp, but maybe they're there, you know, they're there, like so they're like 50-50. I definitely use Bitstamp. I use Bitstamp to cash out, right? I use Bitstamp to cash out all the time. So I am hard supportive of Bitstamp, and actually the creator of Bitstamp was was close to being my neighbor, right? I mean, he lived 3 houses down my street. So yeah, I mean, that was before I moved, obviously, but yeah, he lived 3 houses down my street and he created Bitstamp. So yeah, he was, now he's like in Dubai or something. I haven't spoke to the dude. I've spoken to the dude last time, like I think it was like 3 years ago. I spoke to him last time, but yeah, he's chilling in Dubai right now. He has a flat there, so he moved out. So yeah. Let's see, what else can we check? So yeah, I mean, this coin, what can I say, man? Coin stock, what can I say? This is just hyper bullish, right? This is hyper bullish. Obviously, opportunity was missed. I did not, in my million years, expected a pump like this, and you can't, right? Because obviously they're being so big and they have something to do with this crypto world. So I'm not surprised that it pumps so much shit, right? Okay, so yeah, let's see BNQ, right? BNQ. Wait, BNQ is now what? What are we talking about here? BNQ token, if possible. VGX. Oh, VGX. Wait, VGX USDT or B? You mean BN? Not BNQ. What's the BQN? No. What? Oh, I forgot. What? I forgot the name. BQN? No. BQX. Box, right? We're talking about the box, right? One, yeah. Yeah, Voyager. Here we go. Yeah, it's okay. Wow, this chart looks. I just can't believe it. This chart looks so fake. Look how fake this looks. What the hell is driving these guys up? You know, are they doing their own buybacks? Because this is hella sus, man. This is hella looks really shitty. Yeah. Like, I got no idea what to comment this, but this chart looks hella shitty. Like, this looks like somebody is doing a very bad job in market making. I mean, look at this. Look at this sideways. Look at this. And then sudden pump, right? And then you have this giant VIX rejection, 400% VIX. And then you have a little bit of a sideways again with no levels gained, right? No, just a sudden pump, bam, and you're over it. I mean, that's not a chart I would trade. That's not a chart I would ever trade, to be honest. Seeing this right now, nope. Nope. I mean, obviously, you can fill position if it comes down here, but in between, like, I don't know, right? I mean, you haven't gained any levels, anything. You're just going sideways, bomb, pam, pump, right? And you pump for 100%. And then you're going so far. So the only thing you can now say is like, okay, I'm going to do this, bam, right? It looks absolutely ridiculous. So it doesn't gain levels, doesn't lose levels, right? I mean, it looks like somebody's doing a very bad job market making, to be honest. Or they have a cheap market maker or something, right? It definitely doesn't look too hot, right? So yeah, again, it's not, I mean, if you are in these things, then obviously it's good, right? But it's not something you'd be traded, because right now, I mean, what can I essentially say, right? Because normally speaking, if you start losing this area right here, I would be bearish, right? But can you be bearish? Because they keep doing this shit, right? I mean, they keep doing it, they hold it for forever and then just 100% pump, right? And this is, I don't see this, like look how consistent the volume is and everything, right? When it's doing that. It just doesn't feel natural. The chart doesn't even look natural, right? So it's like somebody's eating the dumps or somebody's eating the pumps, right? It seems to be like a insider market make trading shop, or somebody's doing a shitty job in market making, to be honest. Because if I look at this from our perspective, it's definitely, fake, right? Okay, so this was, so I remember this one, yeah. So this one was made, okay. So this chart would have to later on be changed, right? But we haven't come back to it because we haven't had streams. The thing is, the situation changed a little bit, right? The situation late January changed a bit. So right now you gotta be a little bit more bullish, right? So that was the previous setup, was pretty good. If you touch this, you will most likely withdraw back to this, and then you will pump from it, right? But then we suddenly started losing Bitcoin dominance, right? So yeah, this chart, we haven't fixed it, so this would be invalidated. But what you essentially would have to do when you start losing Bitcoin dominance and you start being bullish on the alts, you want to be holding the previous highs, right? And you can see this here, it was stacked beautifully. So yeah, you have to be changing the stances, but it is really hard to predict these things in advance. We had some idea where Bitcoin dominance would start breaking, but you don't have the timeline. You don't know exact time where that is going to start happening. So if you don't know exact time, you just have to kind of wing it, right? Back then, when we heard in the middle of January, this was still a pretty good trade, right? If we were tagged up there, you would go back here, you would fill it correctly, right? And then you would move forward, right? But then, at the start, at the end of the January, where it start happening, when you start getting this pump, the whole aspect of the markets really changed. And now idea is when you start being so bullish, and this is what continuously, or should I say, back in the early days, I got fucked on plenty of trades like this, right? The way I got fucked is that I didn't get filled on my positions, right? And back then I could never figure out why I couldn't get filled on positions, right? But the thing is, if you start watching the Bitcoin dominance charts and you start coherently, connecting the twos, you start to notice some things. When Bitcoin dominance starts breaking down from important levels and you start seeing that alts are gonna make their alt move, alts will no longer retrace all the way back then to the origins and pump, right? What they will do instead, they will try to hold previous highs. And this is exactly what you did here, and it just continued, right? And now again, if we continue on the trend, right? Because right now we're in a very bullish state, right? You see that you pumped, you came down, you hold the previous highs, you pumped and you came down and you hold the previous highs, right? Again, you hard did it, right? And you pumped and you hold the previous highs. You can see, right? The things sort of change, right? Well, usually when you had deeper tests, because look at this, observe this right now. When it did something like this, you pumped, look at how deep you tested, all the way back to here where we would usually get a fill. That's exactly what we aim for here. But, price action change. And this is the beauty of price action. Price action always changes, depends on the stance of the market, which you have to see. Now you can see, here we always had deep tests, right? We always had a deep test. And now once we start turning really bullish, look at that, we had tests on the previous highs. And you can see it was just like a pattern. It just continued, right? And it's not like pattern, it's just more of a price action thing, right? So yeah, you have to kind of start taking that in effect as well, and kind of take it to your mind when you do this trading, because if you don't, you're gonna start missing a lot of trades, which is something I did back in the past as well. I got missed on a lot of trades, right? Doing just that. And look at this, even this is funny thing, right? Look at this, when you pumped above this high, look at this, right? When you pumped above this high, look at this one candle tested the previous high, right? Tested the previous high and just went home, right? Which this is probably the candle you would never capture, but look at it, right? I mean, it played out correctly, right? It's not its fault that they tested it with just one candle and it just moved, right? So yeah, I mean, this is the spirit when it comes to bull markets. And when it comes to bull markets on alts, this is more for alts, right? They like to just go. They like to test the previous high and they just go. But when it's still a bull market and it's not a strong one, you can see here, this almost never happened. You almost always had a deeper retest, right? You always had deeper retest. You very rarely pumped above the high and hold the previous high, right? You always had a deeper retest, and sometimes it even wicked you out, right? And stuff like this. You can see it even wicked you out. But once the bull market sort of change it, the price action changed as well. And this is going to be again. Don't think this is going to now last forever. No. You will go back to being old self again. And you will being back again to testing, doing the deep tests. But again, it's based on how strong the bull market is and how the Bitcoin dominance is looking at the moment, right? What is the altcoin index fund you guys talked about on YouTube? It's just on Yes, it's just on FTX. FTX exchange, right? It's just on FTX. Alt. I think we were talking about alt-perp, yeah, I think that's it, yeah, that we talked about this one. I'm not too sure. Yeah, I think it was this one, yeah. So, this is also one of the things why I really like FTX. So I haven't seen it on any other exchange, but this is why I really love FTX, because the thing is, they're trying to be more modern, right? I mean, you got all these classic exchanges like Binance, and don't get me wrong, Binance adds a lot of stuff, right? You see farming, lending, everything on Binance you can think of, right? When it comes to indexes, FTX was the first one to get them out there, right? And you really like these things because if you can't choose which alts you want to do, right? If you can make up your mind on which alts you want to invest, this is kind of the best thing because you're capturing most of the crypto market, right? So if the alts are bullish, you're most likely gonna make money because essentially the index is gonna go up with the alts, right? The only problem is you're gonna make less money. That is true, right? But this is much safer money. So let's just say if you invested into Neo dash Doge or something, and let's just say, you know, Neo went up far and Doge and Dash just went down, so you will probably lose more money that you've made, right? But here with this index right here, you invest into like 50 or something coins. We can actually see it's a basket of altcoins using a weighted average of the prices: Ethereum, EOS, Bitcoin Cash, BNB, Litecoin, blah blah blah, you know. So yeah, look at that, 10 different coins with one future, right? So that's obviously the small one. You also have the bigger one, right? So the thing is, right here, you really just level up the playing field, right? So if you want to be in all of this invested at once, then obviously it's gonna work out, right? So yeah, I mean, you obviously got Dot performed really well. I mean, Dot was goddamn, right? That was the play. That was really the play. And Dot doesn't seem to be stopping anytime soon either, right? It's up 500%. So Dot is definitely one of those in the basket because it's performing so good. By the way, if you stake 25 FTT, you'll get 0 maker's fee. Okay, that's a very useful information, because especially if you trade with larger funds, that is very useful indeed. Can you look at the Ocean, Maker, Tron, Algo? Yes, I can for sure. I will check. Meets my last question on alts in general. Want your point of view, please. Miss my last question on alts. What was your last question on alts? Oh, does altcoins can still bounce back and try to hit some new all the time? Some retracing to last bit. Wait, you mean like USDT wise? Because USDT wise altcoins are still making new highs, as you can see, right? If you're thinking BTC wise, well, Dot is probably not the best one to look at. Link, it is Link above. Yeah. Yeah, for Link, shit. I mean, for Link, if you look at Link, you would really have to have an alt run for this to happen, because Bitcoin is 50k and Bitcoin is being expected 100, 200k in the future. So for Link to make that all the time high on Bitcoin, my gosh, you would really have to have, because look at, you returned all the way back. It's not impossible, but you return down real deep. And it's definitely gonna take a long while before that happens, right? Because right now on the way up, you're most likely gonna hit some of these levels, and there's gonna be rejections, and you're gonna be holding some levels. And in between, because this is a weekly time frame, the bull market will most likely end during this period, right? Somewhere the bull market here will end. So then you will have consultation areas again. And then it just depends on how much the hype you really have, right? Because Bitcoin can die a lot in alt season, in bear market, but some of the projects can actually survive if they have good hype, right? But you know, Link is so big at this point in time that it's going to be hard to sustain that price. So for Link, really heavy, but it's possible because you haven't retraced all the back down. You've still held the origin when you firstly pumped, and this is exactly where I was taking the trade, right? You still held this. So now if you still held it and you bounce from this area as well, as you can see right here, you can test this one and you still can remain bullish. So yes, so to answer your question, some of the alts will definitely have the chances of going above 25. Going above all-the-time high. So yeah, USDT, well, for USDT, yes, I mean, USDT is not even a question, right? I mean, USDT, they definitely have chances of, you know, obtaining these highs, definitely. I mean, Link is all-time high, BNB is all-time high, right? I mean, BNB is the same shit, right? Look at that, right? All-time high as well. So yeah, if you look at a 4-hour time frame, this is not in bearish, right? This is not in bearish in here yet, you know. You can still hold this, you can pump higher. So most of this, if they're holding these main areas like we do, like Neo example, I mean, the Neo is one of the coins I try to play right now because, you know, Neo is falling behind. This is, it's actually one of the reasons why I did a video on it. Neo is falling behind, right? So as you can see, Neo is only on like what, $40, but at the top it was 300 something. Oh wait, in Binance only 200, but I know in somewhere else it was 300. So yeah, for essentially Neo still has a chance of going all the time high as well, and it's falling behind. So that was part of the play what I wanted to, because I also saw increase in volume on Neo, right? But I am late on this one, so I did the video today. This one is on safe trade. I filled my position on this drop right here. But you know, because previous week when I did when I made this shit, right, I had my house in ruins, so I wasn't really, paying attention. I mean, it wasn't really not only paying attention to markets a lot. I was paying attention to markets a little bit less. I also couldn't make a video. It's just too much racket and noise, right? So yeah, I mean, but this is still right now applicable trade because you have to be holding this area for you to go higher on NEO, right? And NEO main target, as I said in the video, is all the way up to about 74 to about $80. I'm gonna say on a higher time frame, weekly time frame, it's about $80 all the way up here. Yeah, that would be the main target for NEO, and then we will see what else. And then you're most likely gonna have to holding somewhere down here for you to continue higher, right? So yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to scout some of the coins that haven't moved a lot during the main part of this alt run, because those whales that are just are done pumping all of the other coins will most likely search for new coins, right, and then just invest in those and pump it. But the thing is, there's so much to choose right now. I mean, back in the day this worked a lot better than it does right now, right? Because back in the day you didn't have so many coins. Now you have literally 6,000 coins, or 6,300, probably 6,500 already by the time we're speaking about this, that you have right now more choices to do this, right? So it might not pump after all. But so far it looks bullish, right? It definitely looks very bullish. It finally gained some of these levels on the left side and seems to be holding it. So I'm waiting for some pumps on it, right? And hopefully it does happen. All the institutional eyes are fixed on Bitcoin, the coin with deteriorating utility with $12 plus fees. Slow and poor development. Institution will swap BTC sooner or later. I don't think institutions even care, David. I don't think institutions even care about this shit, man. They're just here to make money. They're just here to jump on hype, to get investors, to make money, and to move along. I don't think they give two shits about the utility of Bitcoin. And I don't think Bitcoin is even going to be the king because, I mean, you got countries like Germany and America that will most likely create their own currency if they will wish to participate in this, right? Like, why would Germany not create its own currency? Surely you're not going to swap euros for Bitcoin, right? That wouldn't make much sense, right? Yeah, exactly. Satoshi, they care about the fees they can make. I mean, I know people are always hyping institutions coming into crypto, right? But what do you think institutions actually bring? What do you think institutions bring to the table? Institutions bring SEC, they bring regulations, and sooner or later they will start regulate this market. They will start tracking every single transaction on every wallet, right? They're here to make money, and they will abuse people, right? And once they will track every single transaction on the wallet, they will create some taxable systems where you're gonna be paying some shitload of tax on your trades, and they will track your cash outs, right? They won't allow you to just cash out freely right now. I mean, for me, I'm like, cashing out now without taxes, right? So if they implement something like this, it's obviously bad for me because then I'm gonna have to be paying taxes on this trade, right? And I know it's coming. Like, I'm not stupid. It's coming. Bitcoin is simply too big for it to not draw attention at this point. And they're definitely gonna do something, right? They're gonna do something. And it's gonna be something like what you've seen on GMA, right? So what they did on GMA, they halted. They didn't even allow you to buy GMA because they were afraid to liquidate their own hedge funds. And that's gonna be the future, right? Like, if they're not winning, they're mad. And you saw that shit, what happened on Robinhood app with GMA. They didn't allow people to buy stocks anymore to liquidate their hedge funds. They literally halted trading because that was illegal. But when they do it to other people, when they short squeeze them, that's not illegal, right? So that's another thing. Institutions are cancer. So yeah, I mean, cancer to a normal average human being, right? If you know how to exploit them, they're a good thing. But if you don't know how to work against them, they won't bring good stuff to this world. Yes, they're here to make money, but it's utility which gives the value. I don't think market rates are yet that utility BTC doesn't parabolically explode like you. It's not even utility of Bitcoin. The only thing why Bitcoin is going up because it's hyped. Because you see it. I turn on the TV right now. There's gonna be news about Bitcoin. There's going to be news about Bitcoin on pretty much every channel. There's going to be somebody telling me, oh, look at that. I bought this Lambo from Bitcoin. I got rich from Bitcoin. It's all about that shit. Like, it's like Bitcoin is like McDonald's. So everybody knows what McDonald's is. Apparently, more people, more children around the world know what McDonald's is than what is, cross from like Jesus Christ cross, right? So that's marketing. Bitcoin is just a tool that markets itself, and because it's so marketed, everybody knows about it. Well, way less people know about Ethereum, way less people know about XRP, and so on, right? Pretty much, even my grandparents, which know about Bitcoin, and let me tell you this, they're like almost 90 years old, and they know about Bitcoin, which is crazy. They don't even know how to use phone, but they know what Bitcoin is. Right, so that's what I'm saying. That's the power of it, because it's everywhere on television every day, news stories, internet. It's everywhere. Bitcoin is everywhere. People are marketing it and they're hyping it up, and that is why people know about it. It's not even about usability, because if it comes to usability, Bitcoin is useless, man. It's slow. It's expensive. Ethereum is slow, expensive as well. The gas fees are, man. Like, I would never use Bitcoin to pay for anything. Like, never. I mean, for Ethereum, holy shit, you do a transaction, it's $50, man. What the fuck is that, right? I would never do that, right? When I look to Neo in 2018, OMG was close to $20, and it seems like it's late. It's late like Neo. Do you think OMG could touch it? Oh yeah. Oh shit. Yeah. OMG is one of the OGs that could definitely make it, right? Oh wait. Oh, it looks shit on Binance. I guess I gotta be using something else, huh? Bittrex. Oh yeah, look at that. Very similar to Neo, but there's one thing lacking, It didn't gain any levels here. See, this is what I was waiting for Neo to do. Gain those levels to the left, the old ones, and then holding them, and then that's why I moved in. So no, OMG is not ready yet. So I'm gonna be doing it like this, gonna be placing it here. Once it goes above there, then yes, I could say that $20 is gonna be possibility. BTC utility exploded in 2012 when we had bubble in 2013, then utility exploded in 2016, then bubble 2000, but no more since then. Well, are you telling me you're not in bubble right now? Is this 50 grand in less of a year not a bubble? We went from 4K to 50 grand in less of a year. I mean, that sounds kind of a bubble-ish, don't you think? What's the latest news on Tether lawsuit? Yeah, we were just talking about it. I don't have any latest news, Yeah. So apparently, yes, February 15th was supposed to be the next court date. I have no information about that or what happened there, so I have no idea what's going on there, right? So I'm gonna be waiting for that and seeing, and hopefully it's not gonna be too bad. Shit, really don't want it to be too bad, because that's gonna definitely be bad. If USDT goes down, holy shit, that would be bad for markets. Oh my god, that would be horrendously bad. If you need Bitcoin to go up to make money, you're in trouble. It's all about probabilities. Trading in and out, no need to fail in love with an asset. It's gold to trade. Yeah, that's absolutely right, Satoshi. I mean, obviously holding at the end of the day, holding made you a lot of money. But if you are kind of person that likes to hold, I definitely like stacking USDT more than I like to hold, right? Classic David, you said you don't have to pay taxes from trading in Belgium. Is it tax free to trade? Wait, shit, Arnaud, is tax free? Is it tax free in Belgium?
No, definitely not tax free.
No, tax free is, from my information, tax free is Belarus, Portugal, and Slovenia, and maybe Italy. Maybe Italy, I'm not 100%.
Maybe Andorre, but not tax free, but very low tax, but definitely not in Belgium, guys.
Yeah, so there's about those 4 countries are tax free on Bitcoin trading, right? And the thing is, they actually track you on the number of trades you do, right? So and they say, yeah, you shouldn't do this for a living. So what I did, I essentially went out and created a company, a company that just does stuff. I started renting cars or some shit. So then they can say to me, oh, look, you're trading for a living, right? So that's how I avoided trading for a living, quote unquote, right? Had to do something else, I would have to pay shit ton of taxes, like goddamn. So now I just rent like 5-6 cars out, and I'm like, yeah, this is what I do for a living, renting cars, man. Well, I don't give a shit about those cars, man. They're probably in gutters somewhere. I don't give a shit about it. But those cars, yeah, I mean, you gotta know, Arnaud. I mean, I would have to pay taxes for probably 40 or 50 cars, right? So I don't give a shit if I have to give somebody 4 or 5 cars for free.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, so yeah. if you need BTC, yeah, okay, yeah. So what Satoshi said. So yeah, Satoshi's right. I mean, a lot of like I'm gonna tell you one thing, right? So right now on Twitter, you're seeing a lot of this stuff, and again, I'm saying Twitter, and it's not just Twitter; it's all everywhere. You're seeing a lot of people say, "Oh, guys, I've started with 10K this last year, this time, and look at me today. I'm a millionaire. You can definitely make it, right?" I mean, you can't do a more toxic post than that, right? Because that's bullshit, right? The thing is, why don't you see such posts being made when the market is sideways or the market is bear market? You know, you just don't see people going rich in sideways market and bear market, right? So that's also one warning side, right? Doesn't mean that if the guy went from 1K to a million in a year, that doesn't mean the guy can trade. Everybody can over leverage on markets. And if you over leverage on the market and you hit the right spot, that means you hit the trend to the dot, you're gonna be rich. Don't get me wrong. You can do this and you're gonna be rich. But it's about less than 1% of people who will do this or have luck doing this, right? But also those same people you had, like I remember you had the guy Does Boot on Twitter, right? He was doing really well for himself. He made millions, and look at that. Then he suddenly boom vanished, right? When the trend changed, he just vanished because he probably lost most of his money, right? And you know the thing is like this: when market changes, most of those people who made millions also lose millions. That's the thing, and they lose it for a reason because you know the strategy they had before, which only worked in a certain bull market or sort of certain way that they were trading, worked for that time. And since something a little bit changed in the market, boom, they're instantly dead. And they have zero risk management because they made all of that money without using risk management. So it's like going from zero to hero back to hero to zero. They probably go even back to zero faster than went from zero to hero. It will probably take them less than a year to waste all that money away. So when I see people like that, the first thing I tell them, just cash out, man. Just cash out, because it's not gonna happen twice for you, right? It's not gonna happen twice for you. So just cash out and go play with 10 grand or 50 grand or something, right? And just leave that money alone, because you'll hit the lottery. You just hit the lottery in the markets and just go away, walk away, man. It's like casino, right? So it's the same thing. And I've seen a lot of these posts, but I'm saying those posts are quite toxic, you know, because they incentivize people to do the same, and it's not gonna happen, right? And again, when there's gonna be bear market, you're not gonna be seeing this post. Or when the market is gonna be doing this, you're not gonna be seeing those posts. You're only gonna be seeing those posts when markets like this, right? That's the only thing. Well, yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I do think that as well. I mean, yes, guys, still I believe the utility of the past, but yeah, I mean, it was something new, man. It was something unheard of. It was something that seemed really good at the time. I mean, wow, look at that. You could do a bank transaction in about 10 minutes or 5 minutes, right? Because, you know, it was something new, David. It was just something new, you know, it's just something that hasn't been seen before. It was such a genius thing. It was Bitcoin is a genius thing. I'm not gonna say that it's not a genius thing, right? But you know, it's back then we thought it was gonna be really usable, but now it's not, right? I mean, and even though right now it's not really usable, it's still mooning as shit because people want stuff to moon, right? And it's gonna be same as Tesla, you know. Like I think Tesla was genius too, right? I mean, right? Tesla is genius, absolute genius. But is it $100 per share kind of genius? Well, fuck me, right? They're not making nearly as much profit as this, right? So essentially, you know where they're gonna end up. Slowly but surely, they're gonna end up somewhere, right? But I'm saying, right, it doesn't mean that they need such a big usability to pump, right? So at the beginning, they had a good idea. They had an idea that was definitely next gen idea. That next gen idea put them on a pump, or should it say put them on a spot that most people started to recognize them. And from then onwards, they just lived off hype. Because all you see in Tesla right here, right? This is all hype, man. This is all hype. This is not technology. This is not, you know, bringing Cybertruck out or anything like this. This is all hype because everybody else has caught up with their technology and they're not producing enough cars. They are barely making profit. They just started making profit. They were making losses before, and it's just hype, you know. And you know, it's just the question is, how long can you continue with this hype before, you know, people realize, well, maybe this Tesla is not that great, right? So yeah, it's just like this, right? No, it's more of a store of value like, I'm even gonna say that, Robert, even store value, Bitcoin being a store value, it's a fucking joke, man. Oh, probably shouldn't be cursing, but it's a joke, man. How are you gonna store value into something that can literally go from 50k down to 20k in like a couple of weeks? Like, like Bitcoin can literally do this now. That's a 50% loss in a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks. Doesn't matter, right? How are you gonna store value in there? I mean, that's crazy, right? I don't see that happening. I don't even see it as a store of value, right? It's just something, it's just a asset to make more money. That's all it is. You use it to make more money, you use it to trade it, you use it to trade hype from other people, right? And you most certainly don't buy at 50k. That's a bad idea, right? That's a bad idea. But would I buy BTC again at, bottom levels that I've shown in the past? Oh, shit, man, I'm gonna be buying a lot of BTC here, even more here if it happens, and probably next to all in here if it happens. Like, I'm gonna be buying shitload of BTC, even though I think it's absolutely useless. I'm gonna be buying shit ton of BTC, man, a lot. So yeah, that's the reason, right? So yeah, because I'm gonna be cashing in on people's hype, right? Yeah, so I'm gonna be essentially just breaking the bank. Okay, guys, shit, 55 minutes for this stream. I'm gonna be ending it here. Thank you for joining it again, right? Definitely was fun coming back. So I'm gonna now continue with the uploading schedule. I will not drop on phone schedule. Before I go, let me just check BTC if it's already doing. Yep, it's already losing. So shit, looks like 50k. It's way too soon to call. I'm not gonna make some bullshit statements now, but maybe we will be seeing 47k going under, and then I'm definitely gonna be prepping for some shorts. So yeah, thank you for joining, guys. We will be seeing next week at the same time, and obviously don't forget to watch our videos, right? To begin with.
See you guys.
See you guys. Take care. Bye.